Hello, hello, hello there. Welcome here to Current Situation Media. And my name is Vincent A.J. Hooks Jr. here, and I'm reporting live here from West Des Moines, Iowa. And we have a special guest tonight, and also we will be joined later by our panelists. They come in and out throughout the show. But as you can see here, and I missed my brother, so I was able to invite him today, and he honored our request to come on. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are still reporting live from Current Situation Media page. It's a new page, so please go ahead and share this and join us. Welcome here, CR5.
Oh, thanks for having me, Mr. AJ Host. Thanks for having me on Current Situation today.
Yeah, it's been a while. How's the new platform? How's TikTok? You love it more than Facebook?
Ah, man, I'm telling you, man, TikTok is very very interactive, man. You
Yeah,
have you are not just interacting with just people who lives around your community. This
right.
is worldwide. You know what I mean? Like especially, I have most of my followers. They are like different nationality. You know what I mean? I
Wow.
have few Liberians, but like Tanzanians, like you know what I mean, Chinese, Indians, um, uh, Pakistanis. I mean, it's just different. So, and that's what I like about it. Even most of them, they don't really understand the English, but they just want to be there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because they feel the vibe. They may not understand the English, but they understand the vibe. So the vibe is what bring them to the live. And I really appreciate TikTok. And I've been there for a very long time. I've been on TikTok. You don't want to drive me back on Facebook right now because I've been gone for months.
Yes, yeah, yeah. I noticed that because I have not watched or I've not seen the CR5 show in a while. So when P40 told me, say, "Oh, your buddy is on TikTok, and he's getting like really, really, more viewers and more interactive, is diverse." So I said, "Wow, because I'm so used to Facebook." I said, "My man CR5, he left me on Facebook and went to TikTok." But I can't wait to expand my network to TikTok.
You're
It's
gonna
already.
love it. You're gonna
Yeah.
love it. You're gonna love it.
All right. So thank you very much, here for taking time off your business schedule here. We really appreciate that. Hold on just a second here. All right. So, so ladies and gentlemen, here, please share this link here. We have a very important discussion tonight. And what do you know about Valentine? And how did you celebrate it here? So later on, we'll be joined here by Vince Carter, Mr. I Love You. We'll be joined by Cici Martin, DJ Finest, Monica, and Devane. We sent the link to everyone so they will join us. But we have to start the show. We have to fire up here. And CR5 here, he have discussed Valentine before. So, we brought him back here as our special guest here. So welcome. So the first question is, what do you know about Valentine? Do you believe in Valentine? If so, did you celebrate Valentine?
Well, AJ, I mean, you know me personally, but anyway, I'll go ahead and just redirect that on the floor and so people can understand.
Right,
I
right.
mean, it's not ready if I celebrate certain things, right? Because I celebrate my anniversary because that is something that is factual. When I say factual, I know the date that I chose. I know I was there, the time, the place. So that is factual to me. So I do celebrate that. I celebrate the death of Christ, which is very, very important, because he himself stated that we should do that. So that is factual. You know what I mean? But when it comes to setting days and setting holidays, I mean, we all start from doing these things, but at the same time, we have the opportunity to actually find out where these days come from. So for me, I did my research. You know what I mean? A lot of us, I'm sorry to say, a lot of us are kind of, you know what I mean, I'm sorry to use the word lazy because we just want to just go along with things. We don't want to see where it came from, how it started. But
Right.
I'm more of that person who try to go more into details to find out where things arise from and how it came into place. So I like to do my research. So I did my research on Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas because Christmas is a pagan holiday. I don't
It's
celebrate.
a what holiday?
It's a pagan holiday. You know what I mean? It has a pagan origin. You know what I mean? So because of that, it discredit what it actually means, what people are trying to make it seems now. So not because you're trying to change it for what it is, it still takes away what it actually means. You know what I mean? So that means it still stands, that custom still stands, and they want to keep that going. So I watched that very carefully. I decided not to, me and my family not to. Same as Valentine's Day. I mean, I love my wife. I love all my loved ones. I care about them, but I would like to celebrate with them. But the day itself too is a pagan ritual day. It have a pagan origin. So, but we'll be getting more into that when we get more people on here. We get the other people that's also coming, like Mr. I Love You and all of that. We'll get more deep into that. I'm just making a, a bright forum so people can understand what we're going to be ready to be discussing tonight. But
Okay.
like I said, and speaking of the day, Valentine's Day, why should you wait for February 14th? Why? Every day you should appreciate the loved one every day. You know what I mean? Let's say for your wife. Your wife cook for you every day. She cleans for you every day. She works hard. She loves you. She cares about you. Why can't you show her love every day? Why can't you buy her teddy bear every day? Once in a while, uh, flowers. You know what I mean? Take her out or do these things. Why people take this February 14th more higher than the rest of the year? It's just one day, and people say will be appreciated more than the one day. You know what I mean? But like I said, we'll be getting more deeper into it when we have these other people joining the panel tonight. So I just putting just a bright scale out there so people can know where I'm going to be coming from tonight.
Okay. And I also sharing this here because people are still getting familiar with the new page, and most of them usually follow me on my personal page. But if you want to upgrade and do some upgrade on your blog page, you have to focus that. So yeah, we've been consistent since we created the page. It's been fluctuating based on ratings. Yeah, so I'm right now, what I'm doing, I'm sharing it because there's a very good discussion. So we want a few people to join us, as other people come along here. So, folks, go ahead and join us here. Sierra 5, yeah, a very interesting discussion. This man is always fun to talk to. He's knowledgeable, and like he said, he does his research. You live in a world now where you have the the dictionary is right in front of you, it's right in your hand everywhere you go. So even though not everything you see on Google or the internet you believe, but at least 85 to 90% of the information that Google posts out there, is been researched and been studied and put out there by the creators. So yeah, so we usually do some research, but always there's a pro and cons. So we're gonna dive into this here. CR5, I'm sharing this now. I don't know if you do you have access to share this, because I'm sharing this from my cell phone.
You are not giving me that access unless I use another device to
No,
try
if you
to.
are you on your phone? Oh, because I'm on a computer. Maybe that's why. Because
Yeah, that's the difference. That's why you have a lot of option. I'm actually on my phone, and right now my kids are in bed, so they go to bed at 8:30, so I can pretty much switch to go and get whatever I need. But for
no,
right now, I just told those people because I left my platform from TikTok
yeah,
because that's where I spend most of my time. So I
right,
just instructed them, how to find me on here. So long they put in my name, they will see me on here and they
okay,
will start watching. So it takes a little time, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna be switching from TikTok to Facebook.
okay,
So,
yeah,
but
that,
like I said, I mean, as times progress, everything will build. You know how it goes. So
yeah,
it started a little bit slower, and then it picks up as the conversation start to, I
yeah,
mean, narrow down.
yeah, absolutely. So we also we are being joined here by Mr. I Love You. Mr. I Love You is one of our partners here, and he's a regular panelist on this show here. So, Mr. I Love You. I
Yes,
like
sir.
I like the hat, and I like the glasses, and also welcome here to the show. Here we have our special guest, CR5.
Thank you so much for having it. Want to take the time to say, Sierra 5, welcome on the platform, Kevin Situation.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
do
Okay, so gentlemen, here is now oh 06 here. All we're doing right now, we're sharing here because like we said, the new platform, then our viewers here have been fluctuating, but it's fine. It's the message and the discussion and the consistency. Yeah, but thank you here, guys, for taking time off your busy schedule. We look forward to be joined here by the other panelists. So the question is, what do you know about Valentine, and how did you celebrate it? So we will start with Mr. I love you.
Oh, let's give the guest the privilege.
Well, you are
Uh,
just coming late. I have already just dialogued on it a little bit, so you can go ahead and have the. I mean, I don't know if you heard what I said earlier, but since you are just joining me, those questions came to me first, and I already laid the ground. Well, I would like to go after you because pretty much I've always went about it, so I don't mind repeating myself after you go. So we're gonna give you the benefit of that because you are just joining right now.
Well, from what I know, the actual word Valentine is a name that was portrayed after an individual who apparently displayed a lot of affection to people in the community and society. And so, after many years, when he was gone, in remembrance of him, there was a day set aside to celebrate. But then again, people try to recall his favorite moment and things that he used to enjoy doing, which was being very passionate in the community and showing love and affection to people in different ways and means. This then brought forward the famous Lovers' Day, Valentine's Day, February 14th, the day where women make the biggest issue over the type of flower you buy for them, regardless, knowing that you're going to be there with you for the 8 hours. That's where we're at.
so with that said, how did you celebrate your Valentine? Knowing that you have your significant other 100 miles away, or unless you tell me you have multiple significant others. So, so how did you celebrate your Valentine? Did you order your flowers to go overseas, or did you tell me? I don't want to put the stage code.
My Valentine, I made it clear to, if I will be excused, to use the adjective or to use the description, my inner circle. I made it known to my inner circle that it's Valentine. It's too much unfolding on social media. It's too much happening in the community. So am not going to be part of the majority. I'm not going to post. I'm not going to do this and do that. So for that reason, I decided to be, the regular person that's in the stadium watching and seeing what's happening on the field. So I made that clear up front that look, it's Valentine. You know how I feel about you. You know exactly what it is. I am not going to join these men of people with their social media excitement and craziness and try to portray or demonstrate anything on social media this day. So for that reason, I did not. However, I did put out some videos about two questions I was asking people, you know, back in Liberia that's in relation to relationship as well. And I think I sent some of those videos to you as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. So I will go to our guest here before I come in, unless our guest want me to come in here before he come in.
No, I mean, I want to ask Mr. Lovey a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, so, Mr. Lovey, you told us about present. Present mean recent, because Valentine's is not something that just started with this name that you're calling this person, this individual.
What's the individual name?
The individual name that he just called, Mr. Valentine or whatever he called his name is, because
Because
that was
I
just a
because I know that he was Valentine was named after this individual called Martha.
yeah,
That was persecutor. Yeah, but let's go. I will
yeah.
come in.
So my question is, you are talking about present. The reason I say present because Valentine don't didn't start with this individual you're talking about. Valentine's came way from started way back. We have to go way back. You know what I mean? Because when women wasn't getting frigid, they wasn't born kids. That's when Valentine started. He started doing this ritual, you know what I mean, where they kill goats and use the blood and put it on a female so she can get further. So there's a lot of things you guys don't know about this day. You're just coming from the recent part. You're just finding the recent. You have to go back and get
But
the actual facts.
take us back because that's
Yeah.
why
So I
I'm
want
sure.
to take you back to 1866,
It is
or I can still go way back past that. But what I
yeah.
want to do is this, right? If you have a laptop and you're watching us tonight, if you have a tablet, you're watching us tonight, go to the origin of Valentine's.
Okay.
So type in the origin of Valentine's. It will break it down piece by piece how we got all the way down here. Now, I know a lot of people have a good intention at this moment, but it doesn't, once again, it doesn't take away where the day came from, what it represents, and how detestable it is from the beginning. So because of that, you as yourself, you need to take a step back and see where this thing is coming from. And see, because usually, even when I don't want to bring this into this topic, but I just had to hit it a little bit. You see, when I talk to people about Christ, right? They talk about December 25th. It's not that I don't want to honor Christ. I love Christ because through him we all have salvation. So I love him dearly. But to take something as dearly as Christ and add him to a detestable day and say that not just that, add him there and say he was born on that particular day. Jeez, man, God, how you guys can be so naive when it's not factual, it's not biblical in any way, same as Valentine's Day. But like I said, once again,
So
you guys want to,
the question
yeah,
is, let me stop you there. Do you believe in Valentine? Yes or no?
I don't believe in Valentine's because, like I said, if I have someone that I love, if I have someone that I love, I should be able to celebrate them every once in a while. I don't have to wait for February 14th to honor a special day, especially the day that was created and how it came into being. Come
So
on.
why so why you don't believe
CR5,
right?
CR5. So, like, you gave me some past history about Valentine, right? Granted. But now, just taking you a little bit away from that, not focusing on its origin and, how it came about. Right now, like it or not, regardless of what your theory is, you have million plus of people who are celebrating it. As of now, what is the impact and the significance of it to you? How can people, because it's different when people, it's less people celebrating or pay attention to it. The same thing with Christmas. If you have enough people celebrating it already, you have to either help them and make them understand how to celebrate this thing, because come rain or shine, there's no way you about to back this out. The system is already in. It's in,
But
it's fast forward, it's gone. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
but
So,
does it make it right though? Does it
Yeah,
make it
well,
right?
but
let me come in, Mr. I love you, because Ciara is presenting this argument, factual argument, but let we rebut. Because do I celebrate Valentine? Yes. Do I believe in Valentine? Yes. And let me tell you the reason why. Something can start negative, but you can change that negative into positive. So, but just on what my brother, Mr. I love you, said is it was named after this Christian individual, Mota. Mota was prosecuted based on his belief, and he did not refuse to continue to talk about Christ. He did not relent to show love. So when he was prosecuted and killed in the 19 during the 14th century, Christianity and other religions decided to honor this man. Saint Valentine named the ceremony or the occasion Saint Valentine to commemorate love and affection. So yes, it have a dark story, but it has been transformed over the century. So what Christianity decided to do is to display love on a particular day to another level. Yes, I concur with you, CR5. It is good to display love every day, but it's a special day set aside in honor of Saint Valentine, who was originally named as Mota. But I will pause for now and let you come in.
Okay, so let me drop a little thing on you, right? You
Right.
see the 9/11. Does the 9/11 change anything? That's why we all are going through having fun and enjoying our time. Whenever 9/11 comes by, the memories that stay there
Right.
in these minds of these people who actually lost loved ones on that day. It don't change the fact that it happens. That's why we are all going through our normal life each and every day. We are enjoying ourselves. We're having Super Bowl. We just passed Super Bowl. It doesn't change that fact. Okay. So same as these days that we are talking about. Yeah, we want to put it in a way that it's going to take away what is, but it always going to be what it actually stands for because it's falling on that same particular day. Let me give you for example. If December 25th was going to be changed from December 25th and they start celebrating Christ on another day, maybe we have an argument. Maybe we have a dialogue. You know what I mean? But if you use the same particular day, to me, I'm saying you are just commemorating the same day. You are just going along with it, but you're just trying to twist it a little bit. And that's that twisting that I have the problem with because people are trying to defer people from what it actually stands for and what it represents. They just want to go around with, oh, we just partying, we just having fun. Oh, my family, we just enjoying. But no, it doesn't take away from what it is.
Based on your historical facts, right? Why you don't celebrate Valentine? And what is the true meaning of Valentine? Let's hear your historical fact and we can rebut as needed.
Well, like I said, from the origin of it, I decided not to. You see, when things are not factual to me, I don't try to accept it as factual. When it's not factual, it's not factual to me.
You live
it's
in
just
reality.
A made up. And that's period when it comes to me. When it's not factual, it's not factual. When something is wrong, it's wrong. I don't care how we try to turn it right to right. What is already wrong is wrong. So like I said, I don't have to wait for February 14th. I can use February 13th. I can use February 15th. I can use February 16th. I can use even February 30th. What's wrong with that? Nothing. But why we still have to use this particular detestable day is because they wanted to keep the same ritual going, but they just try to twist it around a little bit. And that's the little bit I have problem with. That little turning, they're trying to turn it around, keep it the same thing going. It's just like this, right? Victor, let me say this to you, my brother. If, for instance, I had a loved one that was murdered on a particular day, right? Which I remember this day. It's dark to me, very dark. And then out of nowhere, let's say 1 year, 2 years down the line, people try to bring me cake on this time, like try to say, you know what, this day is not when your kid passed or this person that you love passed away. It's different. This day was a day where maybe we want to celebrate your wife, or we want to celebrate your uncle, or we want to celebrate your dad. To try to take it away from what actually happened. I already know what happened. I know how dark it is. So how can you cannot change it? Choose another day. But the only reason you will choose that same particular day because you still want to honor that day. And that's what they are doing.
I disagree with you, Mr. CR5.
No problem. No problem.
The reason I disagree with you, you still spinning. You have not gave us. He's bloviating. You are not gave us any dark side of Valentine.
We are just warming up. We are just warming up.
I know we are warming up, and we're waiting for more people to join us. But we would like to hear the dark side of Valentine. The viewers would like to hear. You present your argument, state facts. All you're saying right now is you don't believe in that day because why wait for a particular day to be romantic? That's a valid point. But what we saying that even if this day have a dark side, okay, you can change the darkness, you can change negative from positive. You don't want to keep bringing our bad memories back. So what you do is on our dark days, you change it into positive, you do something more affection. And let's use your example, 9/11. We're gonna use your example. 9/11, over 2,000 people got killed plus, right? When 9/11 comes every year, what do we see in the media? What do we see? We see
honor the same day. You honor the day.
Yeah, we honor the day, but what do we see? We see what? People are pretty much doing beautiful stuff. We see a beautiful statue. We see people are giving speeches in honor of those that passed away. We see people, a kid that was born on that day, they are grown, they are giving remarks. What the media do not show a lot of what went on. They only talk about 9/11 was a disaster, but now we are moving forward. So why you want to still clinch onto our dark days and say because the day is dark, it should disappear? No.
The only people that can try to change that day for what it was is people then who actually didn't have people that went through what they went through. You and myself can change it however we want to. But those people that actually lost loved ones that day, it would never change today. I don't care how you go on that pulpit and preach and do whatever
Sierra,
you want to do.
Sierra,
It will still stand for what it is. Go ahead.
shifting a little bit off the day. What do you make of the actual celebration on that day?
What do I make of the actual celebration? That's what I'm saying. It's always based on how it started. I always
No, no.
base it on how
Let's
it started.
listen now. Listen. Let's assume. Let's assume that what you're saying is fact, right? We instead of us using different day, we decide to choose a particular day because of XYZ reason. Let's assume that it's factual, right? Hmm? But let's look at the actual celebration, the display, the act, what is being demonstrated on that day. What do you make of that?
But there's so many things that have been done on that day, though.
No,
There's so many different things that have been done.
are those things? Are those things? Will you consider those things to be normal? Will you consider those things to be things that should be done on that day, or are they out of place? What is the deal?
Well, like I said, I don't believe in a particular day. So to answer your question, I do not believe on a particular day to honor someone or to love someone. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay,
I
so
don't.
let's assume. Listen now, I still won't get an answer out of you. Let's
Okay.
assume we're not using February 14th. We're using a different day. But all the things you see us doing on February 14th, that's what we're doing on this different day of yours, right?
Hmm.
Those things that you see us doing on this different day, does those things make sense to you?
Well, like I said, those things you are doing at this moment still represent the day itself. The only reason you are doing it is because of the day, right? That's the only reason you are doing it. It's because of February 14th. If it wasn't, if you say you are doing these things, that's because of February 14th, then we have a discussion. Then we have a discussion. But you are doing all these things for the same particular day. And we'll still come back to the same place that we are at right now to say that we are just honoring what has always been done, but in a different way. But it doesn't change it from what it was. So because of that, guess what? Instead of buying my significant other teddy bear on that day or giving her roses on that day, I would give her roses before that day or maybe long time, even before that. I was because she been doing a lot, she been caring for me a lot. So I don't have to wait for that particular day to honor that particular day because that particular day have a meaning to it. And because of that meaning, I will always deviate from it. And I will always stay away from it.
So we still want you to tell us here what is the main reason that you do not celebrate this day? Does this day have any dark meaning? Does this day
I just told you yes it do. And I asked you, I said if you have a computer, type the origin.
oh
No, but listen now,
you tell me
listen.
to do your
We're
research?
on here. We're on here to educate people, right?
Yeah. So I
Right.
asked you your
Not
research.
everyone will have that time or that chance to do what you're asking them.
Okay.
If it's an information that you know is to your exposure,
Okay.
you can go
So
ahead and
that's what I'm
inform
saying. What
people
I'm saying
about it.
is people who are watching, they have access to the computer. So as I'm talking, you know what I mean? I want
Okay,
them
me and
to
AJ don't have access to computer right now. Educate me, talk to me. I ain't got no computer.
okay.
Talk to
So
me.
all right. So then this is what I'm gonna say.
Thank you.
From the beginning, before we get to this guy you are talking about, it was actually a day that they used to celebrate back then. All right. Women was not giving birth. They were not getting further, if you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what they used to do was they would kill a goat, take the blood of that goat, and rub it on the female for it to further that female at that time. So she can be further to be able to, you know what I mean, respond to sexual intercourse. You know what I mean? Whether it's by whipping, sometimes they used to whip the ladies, like whip them with whips. So like I'm saying, I don't want to give this thing to you. Like I want you to actually be checking it as I'm saying it because it's really darker. There's a lot
We
of
were
dark part in it.
we were challenged
So I'm
one
just
day.
giving you just a little bit. It got a lot of dark parts in
Go
it.
ahead.
So I'm giving you just a little bit of it. So because of this little dark side of it, it takes away what it actually means to me. because we are honoring our loved one here. Your beautiful wife who cook for you every day, who bear children for you. You know what I mean? And that's what we are trying to honor, our loved ones. Okay. But I'm saying that to honor my loved one, I don't have to use this day that I know have dark side of it. I can use any other day and honor my loved one. And that's what I'm saying. And most people today, I just follow. When I say follow, meaning that, oh, my friend doing it, my auntie doing it, like you said, thousands and millions of people are doing it. You see my Christmas, millions of people, but does it make it right? No, it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right. And that's why the Bible also stated that the road to salvation, only few will find it. But the road to destruction, that's a road that everybody knows. And everybody else is on it. So not because everybody is going this route, meaning I have to go this route. I have to do my research. I have to know if I'm going the right way. Okay? For instance, if a road is slippery, it have ice on it, black ice, and people down the hill are going there, they are having accidents, are doing it. But you that up the hill, you say, you know what? I really don't know what is occurring down there. And it's snowy time. Why would I want to put myself in that way? Because everybody that going down the road, they are going through, they are getting into an accident. If you want me to do my research to check the weather to see what is going on that route at that moment, so I can deviate from it and find a better route. But I won't be there just because I say that everybody use this route, then I have to use this route too. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, that's the only route because everybody uses it, and it's not the only route. You have a different route.
CR5. Let's once again pushing away from the date and the actual day celebration, right? Exchanging of roses and buying loved ones teddy bear and chocolates, posting pictures. Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I'm listening to you, but I think someone is sending a question towards me or somebody else.
Yes, the person that just asked you that question, Moses, he will be joining us. I'm sending you the link.
Oh, okay.
So he
Go ahead, Mr. Lovey. Sorry.
Go ahead.
So I'm saying shifting away from the date. The date being the 14th and what day and what not. On that main day, we see people buying roses, buying chocolate, teddy bear, taking loved ones out on dates, posting pictures on social media, and top of it all, sending new pictures back and forth if long distance involved, and to put the icing on the cake for married men like Vinto and other people, they have extraordinary sex that day that involves sometimes whipped cream and other extra things, including handcuffs and other things. Now, my question to you is, what do you make of all of these display that is being portrayed on, let's assume it was being portrayed on the rightful day. Do you think it is the rightful display and act that people are carrying out?
Okay, so those things you are naming, I do those things on a regular day. Whipped cream, hang off, or different way, extra way. It all depends how I make my partner feel. And she gave it to me all those ways. We do it all those ways. You know what I mean? Sharing gifts, flowers.
That's
These
not
things
my
are
question.
regular
No,
things.
no, CR5. Let's not deviate. I'm saying all of these things being done on this identical day. What do you make of it? Is that something right? Is that something wrong?
Well,
I'm not. I know for you personally, I'm coming.
Yeah.
You've made it clear to
like
me.
I said,
You've made it clear to me. You don't
what
celebrate
you are
Valentine.
doing at this moment, you know what I mean, giving flowers, giving candy, giving whatever, is you are expressing your love to the next individual, right? Which is your partner. That's why you are doing those things. But my thing is to you is why you have to do it on February 14th, though? Why you have to honor February 14th as the day as to do that?
Let's not focus on the day. I just told you in my question, listen. My question I asked you, I said, shifting away from the date. You understand what I'm saying? Let's not focus on the date. Let's look at the acts that are being displayed on that identical date.
Okay.
Let's not worry about the date. Let's say, for example, take the date from behind it, right? Now actual act, carrying your partner out, buying teddy bear, roses, if you're involved in long distance relationship, sending new pictures up and down, and if you are married at AJ, extra sex involved, handcuffs, whipped cream, lubricate, and other things. Now, I'm saying, not focusing on the date, all these things that people do, are those things the right portray or demonstration of love exchange?
Oh yes, because I do those things already. Yeah.
Okay. Because I just wanted to make that clear
No,
because
no. I didn't say what you are doing is bad. I'm
okay.
saying that just because the day you are choosing,
No, we're getting to a point now.
and
You
that's what the
admitted to it
problem
now. We're getting
is.
to a point. You admitted to it that things that are being done on that day is not wrong.
It's not
You
wrong.
just have problem with the day. And
Yes.
that's something that on a percentage level, I will tell you, you and other people that concur with you, your percentage is very low.
Oh yeah.
So at the end of it, we gotta go with the vast majority. You understand what I'm saying?
I
Yes.
don't understand. At that point, I will not understand. And the reason I will not understand is, like I said to you, these things that you're talking about, some of us are already doing these things already.
No, but I'm
On
saying
every day,
people
on
who
every day.
agree with
So I'm just
you.
trying, let me just get this out. On everyday level, we are already doing these things. So I don't have to wait for February 14th, this dark day, to actually do it on that day. But just let me give you an example of what some females do when this day is coming closer. They tell you that if you don't do these things for them on this particular day, do you know that it's a problem? It can even lead to breakup. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
They honor this day so much that they make it look like it's without this day, there is no love after this day. Like this is the day of love.
So each individual in their own scenarios. Unfortunately, there are some of our sisters who never get appreciated by their men all year round. And so the only fair opportunity that they have to really receive that level of appreciation, love, and affection from their partners is only on that day. So some of them do have all rights to make demands and make a request list. You really can't take that privilege from them.
Well,
As
if you
much
are in a
as you
relationship,
saying, as
if
much
you're
as
in
you saying you do that on a daily basis, there are a lot of men out there who don't.
okay, so now what I'm trying to tell you now, if you're in a relationship with all the hard work our females do, you know what I mean? Taking care of these kids for us, helping us take care of these kids, cook for us, make sure we are eating good, make sure we are eating healthy, and all of this. And you cannot honor them, none of these times. You know what I mean? None of these times, all through the year.
People level of CR, people level of education and
My brother, it
traditions.
doesn't
I
have
come
to
in,
do, you see,
I come
love
in.
don't
People
have
level
nothing
of
to do with
education,
education.
people level of education and tradition sometimes limit them to see what reality is. There are some men out there who are very naive because of culture and tradition and because of their level of education.
Which
You,
culture tells you cannot love your
for
partner?
example, let me give you an example, right? I can pinpoint to you more than 50 Liberian men for a
Okay,
fact
okay.
that since they came from Africa with their wives, they've not one day taken their wives out, say, let's go eat
Are you
out.
serious?
I'm
Come on,
telling
man.
you,
That
these are
that is that
facts.
that is a 1 to
AJ,
99 point
AJ,
nine.
Let me come in here. Thank you for making that point to you guys both here. So let's get the audience engaged here. So some of the audience are just joining us here. Let's read the first comment here from PJ H. All right, let's read the first comment here, and you can respond to that comment if you want. So he says, "It's a day set for the celebration because sometimes when those events took place, we didn't have the same calendar." So that's what he said. You want to respond to that?
Well, you said we didn't have the same calendar, but it represents the same thing, though. February 14 represents the same February 14 back in Asian time. It's the same thing. The time of
Because,
love, the time of
because
friendship.
because remember now this day is this it starts people start celebrating this day in the 14th century, and prior to the 14th century here, this celebration was being done in a different way, but due to the persecution of this Martha guy who is also considered Saint Valentine due to the persecution of him, due to his religious belief that he stuck to, and continue to serve the Lord, or continue to believe in Jesus Christ and continue to do good stuff. The people change this holiday here, or they change the ritual that you talk about, to pretty much transform it into something good and consider love and affection, because they are for people to remember the good that this individual did. So you keep talking about the dark side,
Eh,
but we let me finish. You keep
mhm.
talking about the dark side, but we keep telling you that an event in the past can be, disaster, but because people don't want to remember the negative side of it, they want to celebrate it based on a person who start to make that event bright, or who start to be positive because of that ceremony, or because of that ritual that occurred. So why would I want to continue to celebrate a day that I feel that it was dark before? I want to change it into positive. So that's why the Christian now and majority of people around the world decide to make this day as a day of love and affection. And it's been passed on from generation to generation, my friend. And usually people believe in tradition. So I don't know about you whether you believe in tradition, but people believe in tradition. Usually tradition is passed on and is hold on, is carried on, and sometimes it's being modernized based on the century we live in. So, but let's move on to if you got any response to
No,
that.
yeah, I want to address that real quick before you into the next question, next comment. Okay,
Yes.
AJ, you don't have to do something on that same day that was dark. You can the only way you can forget that day until you don't have nothing to do with that day. Use another day. But you know why you always have my attention to that day? Because you are using the same day. Let me tell you, AJ, why they didn't come out to use another day? Let's say the 15th, the 17th, the 18th as Lovers Day. You know why they didn't do that?
No, they choose the 14.
Okay, they choose the same day.
No, no,
The
they
same day.
did not choose the same day. If you look back at the history, you
My
know
brother, it's
that
the
day
same day. Oh my
that
God.
day was
See, let me give you an example. Same as Christmas Day, right?
right.
All true. It had been December 25th, right? And the funny thing is, Christ's birthday wasn't what they were celebrating at first. They were celebrating something else. They was giving the kids up as sacrifices. They were murdering the kids. They were doing that thing. They didn't want to keep the same crap going on. They said, you know what? We don't want to lose this day. So you know what? They gave us something to keep this day going, but we just need to add a little flavor to it. It's like adding a little season. You know what I mean? The little season they had to add there was they say that Jesus' birthday. Can you imagine that? When it's a big black lie. It's a big black lie.
No, let's leave the discussion for Christmas discussion.
Okay, no, I just want to let you know this. These are things that people do.
I don't want to open the cup of warm here where the Valentine discussion and go on the
But
Christmas.
the same thing applied to Valentine's. It's the same thing. It was, you see, they don't want people to forget that. Because they know if they're going to cheat, let's say they're going to say the 13th. It's Lover's Day. We use the 13th as Lover's Day. Now everybody will forget that 14th. Nobody will remember that dark side anymore. But they want you to remember the dark side and want to keep that dark side going. And that's why they keep using the same day. I'm sorry to say, my brother.
Well,
I'm sorry to say.
like I said, it's a tradition. The deal is commemorating someone that pretty much were persecuted based on good faith. And but let's move on to the next statement here. This from Moses. Moses, does our guest celebrate Christmas or any other holiday? Do you celebrate Christmas?
No, I don't. For the
Okay.
same reason.
So the same reason you don't celebrate.
Christmas is a lie. It's not where Christ was born. It's all made up. It's a big black lie. So I don't
Once
live a
again,
lie.
once again, are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm saying I love you. Straight trying to come on. I'm not sure he left the broadcast here. All right, so Mr. I love you will join us here.
Yeah, Christmas is not, it's a day I don't celebrate. Christmas is a big lie. Nobody can give me anything factual about it. The day
All right,
anybody give me anything factual about it, I will be celebrate. I will host the biggest Christmas party. If you can show me
it's
anything factual.
a traditional holiday, and from our folks, that pretty much believe that Chris was born around that time. Maybe
Mm.
Chris was born on that same day, but around that time, and based on the season, so they decide to.
AJ, please, man. AJ, please, man. You're a very, very educated man. And I know that you use this day to host party. You do a lot of, you make a lot of money on this day. I know that you're a businessman. So I understand your part of it. You know what I mean?
Because I do celebrate Christmas, but
That's
let's
what I'm
move.
saying. You're a businessman. So I know what you do, AJ. My brother
Let's
like my brother like to make that money. But we all
move,
know the truth.
let's
So
move
nobody
forward here.
should ask me about Christmas. Christmas is a big lie.
We
Big
will come.
lie.
We'll come back here on the Christmas discussion during Christmas. So Moses went on saying that not necessarily February 14th day or today is different from back then. It was never the same day.
CR5.
But that's why we were trying to tell what we're trying to tell CR5, and that's why the previous viewers here that wrote that, you know, are based on history and fact. What happened according to CR5? What dark days happened? It did not happen on February 14th. February 14th was chose by
CR5.
our traditional folks back
I'm
then
listening. Yeah.
to commemorate someone who been doing good, someone who has strong faith. So they decide to make that day love and affection, to express romance. So I don't see the problem with that. I do celebrate Valentine, and I wish that we can have one of our team.
After tonight, I will send you guys. I will send you AJ, and I want you to. I'll also post it on my page. You know what I mean? And I will send it to you so you can let people see where I'm coming from. Okay? The same as Christmas, the same as all your holiday and your celebrate. Everything has an origin.
Yeah,
Everything has a representation.
yes. So which holiday do you celebrate?
Jenny,
The only thing I celebrate is National 14. You know what I mean? The
Is
death
when?
of Christ. That's the one himself instructed us. He says it himself. Honor this day.
Which day was that?
On National 14. The
Which
Lord's
food?
evening meal. He said, remember this day, the Lord's evening meal. Remember the evening meal? He said, keep doing this in remembering of me. He says that.
And which day is that again?
National 14.
Mister, I love you. Did you hear what he just said?
Oh, I gave you something you see, you don't like to do your history. You
no,
don't like
when
to
you
do your
said NASA 14, you got
you
to
don't
break
like
it
to
down.
do you don't
Yeah,
like to
what
do your
what
research.
you mean by answer?
Go to the calendar. You see, I want to expand your
No,
mind
but listen
tonight.
now, listen. I'm coming.
You
AJ,
also
AJ,
to an audience. What do you
AJ.
mean by NASA 14? So NASA
Oh,
14 is
yeah, it takes you back. It takes you
demonic.
back. It takes you back
AJ,
into the Bible, back
According
into
to the
time.
demonic calendar, NASA 14 is
AJ,
what? April? May?
AJ.
Go ahead. Yeah.
One of the hypocrisy attitude that I don't like in people is this. You have people who are very, very particular when it comes to date. But yet still, I've seen some of these same individuals. Birthdays on a Wednesday and they decide to celebrate on a Saturday. And on that Saturday, they have the ability to pretend like it's their birthday, have loved ones sing happy birthday to them. They will celebrate it and enjoy the moment and don't have a problem with it. But when it comes to religion and other things, then it is a critical thing that they don't want 1 hour, 1 second to pass it by. Then you are just so wrong for it.
How is that adding up? It's not adding up. In what way are you talking? It's
In the
not adding up.
sense that some of these individuals who are so self-conscious about these dates, some
Mm-hmm.
of them I've seen them, their birthday fall on a Wednesday, and they decide that they will celebrate on a Saturday. So your birthday was on a Wednesday, but you decide on this Saturday you're pretending. People singing happy birthday song to you. You sitting there, you enjoying it, you embracing it.
But
Because you, I'm
who
coming.
the person are you talking about though? Because The majority of the world today that we live in today, everybody celebrate all the holidays that you guys are talking about. It's just fear. Fear
No,
people that did their homework
what I'm saying here
and they
is,
are
listen
keeping
to
it
me. What I'm
keeping away from
no,
these detestable days. When they fear
yeah,
people.
what I'm saying is, people who have problem with Christmas being December 25th and this and that. For example, I might use you as an example. Your original birthday could be on a Wednesday, right? And you can decide you want to celebrate on a Saturday. Saturday, you throw this party, everybody come. It is Saturday. Oh. That Saturday is not the original day. Oh. But people will come sing happy birthday to you. You will pretend with it and go along with the flow. But then when other people decide to do something similar like that, when it comes to certain celebration, then it is so crucial and it's so important for people to hit the nail on the head, and they don't want you to celebrate these things 1 second past the original second.
Okay, well, that's not what we're talking about. People are saying that Christ was born December 25th. That's a lie. That's a big black lie.
AJ,
So,
I come in. Can you explain to him what I just said? The same thing can happen to you in a sense that,
it
right?
didn't happen to me.
Listen.
Oh, we are breaking this down to CRFI. You still not understanding. Nobody said Chris was born on the 25th. We don't know what the
So,
Bible.
okay,
No,
AJ,
but what? Yeah, but
AJ, that talk that we talking.
Yes.
Okay,
Well, let's talk one at a time. The reason, but you keep saying people say Christ was born on the 25th. No, Christianity chose the 25th because why? They studied the season. It was around certain season that Christ was born. Maybe they might not know the exact date, but they decided to choose the 25th to celebrate Christ's birthday. That does not necessarily mean that he was born on a particular day. Let's take, for example, the one Mr. I love you was saying that you see, Arafat, sometimes when your anniversary comes on a particular day, you don't do nothing. You say, "Oh, AJ, I'm doing something next week. I'm celebrating."
what?
Hold on
They,
now.
no, I
Hold on.
disagree.
No, you cannot disagree like that.
I
Because
disagree.
if your anniversary
It fall on Monday. Let me
Monday,
tell you about me. I take when it comes to my anniversary, I take the whole month.
yeah. So that doesn't mean that the Christ was born on the 25th. So that's what we're trying to say. There's a Valentine. You know, it chose the. That does not mean that that time for Valentine we're talking about on Valentine.
there's an echo. There's an echo from your end, AJ.
There's an echo.
Mr. I love you. Are you there? Mr. I love you.
Yes.
Give me the definition of the truth. What is the truth?
The truth is a display of reality.
Okay. What is a lie?
A lie is a fabricated story that is made to help save a moment, save a situation, and acquire pussy.
Thank you. Now, if you are telling me that you say you don't know when Christ was born, you say that it's not the day, you don't know, but you still saying we will celebrate it as that day. What are you doing between truth and lie?
I never say I don't
Honest
know when he
answer
was
now.
born.
Don't blow the air. Honest answer.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your answer now at this point?
What's my answer asking what?
December 25th.
No, I don't want us dwelling on December 25th.
No. I just gave you a
listen
little
now. We're in the
example.
month of February.
I'm just giving you a little example.
Listen.
No. That just pass it. I'm giving you a little example. You already tell me what a truth is and what a lie is. So what is about this December 25th? Do you think it's a lie?
That's what I'm telling you. I just previously, before you can ask me the question, I brought some reality to you. You refuse to acknowledge it. You refuse to acknowledge the reality I brought to you. No. I brought a reality before you. You refuse to acknowledge it.
No,
Let's focus on the February 14th. My main concern for tonight is I want us to tell our viewers how they can celebrate this Valentine 14 in the rightful way. How we can celebrate Valentine 14 in the rightful way. Some of the unnecessary things some of them do, if possible, they can cut those things off and learn how to do the rightful thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, no problem. Let's get to February 14th. Okay.
Mr. I love you. Your friend Seattle say hi.
When it comes to
hi, Seattle, how you doing?
Yeah. Mr. Love, are you there? Vince,
yes.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, February 14th, right? For me, like I said, they just forget about the whole backstory of the 14. Let's come to reality. Okay. So getting into reality, why do I have to wait for a particular day?
So we will also be joined here by the professor himself, Mr. Moses. Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Steve, welcome to the live, my brother.
Is that CR5?
Yes.
Yes, CR5.
What does that stand for, my man?
Charles Rogers, my position on play is number 5.
Okay, Charles Rogers. That means defender.
Thank you.
All right, Chief. No wild. Chief,
Yeah.
Mr. I love you. No respect.
Yeah, I play center midfield. I read that.
I see you.
But Steve, thanks for joining us. Okay. All right. So once again, let's just focus on the day. All right. So for me, I have my big problem when it comes to February 14th. It has to do with the day itself. It's not about what people are doing on that day. It's what the day itself represents to me. So because what it represents, I say, you know what? I can love my partner. I can give her a gift any other day or before that day. I don't have to do it on that day because that day have a memory with it. And that's why I'm saying at this moment, nothing else. I can use any other day and do that. But if I go to that particular day, it will bring the memories back of what that day represents. So I want to stay away from that. And that's all I have to say at this time.
Do you have any follow up here for CR5, Steve?
Well, first of all, I think I'd like to thank CR5. He's making some very strong arguments here, I must admit. However, I'm a little concerned about the basis of his arguments because in as much that the arguments are very strong, I'm concerned that if his argument is limited to religious or religion foundation, then we have a problem. Then we have a serious problem because even the foundation of religion can be questioned because a human being wrote the Bible. We were not there. And they selected what they were going to write and how the scriptures that were going to be included in the Bible were selected. So that's a major problem for ourselves. Now, I will also have to agree with CR5 that based on memories of a day, you can choose to celebrate or not. I would agree with that. So let's take, for example, if somebody lost their mother on February 14th or their father or some kind of loved one or their child or something, you wouldn't necessarily, from a humanly perspective, see them celebrating on that day. It wouldn't make any sense. If they choose to do that, then that would be a little questionable as well. My point to CR7, my CR5, my question I would like to ask CR5 is, if he doesn't celebrate Christmas, which is his right, doesn't celebrate Valentine's Day, I guess he probably doesn't celebrate New Year's Day. Does he believe in New Year's Day?
Question for me, right?
Yes, sir. Do you believe in New Year's Day?
So you lay some ground or some foundation before you even got to New Year's Day. You said that even Christmas, which is factual. You said that, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. You said even Christmas, which is factual, which is a good thing.
What do you mean? I'm confused about.
Okay, can you repeat what you just said, starting from the
No, let's get to the question. He asked
no. There's a reason. That was a word that he threw in there. I already want to get to.
No, but he's trying. But listen, I see. He's trying to make a point that when he asks you about New Year, so he can continue.
No, I'm going to get there. I'm not going
to give you to respond yet.
I'm not going to give you
New Year on, and then you will come back and respond.
Okay, listen now. Listen, we are having a discussion, right? There are certain things he said, so I have to address from the beginning towards the end. Can you please redirect what you just said from the beginning about Christmas before leading to New Year's?
Basically, I was summarizing and saying you have the right to choose to not celebrate certain holidays. You do.
Okay.
That's your right as a human being. But then also, it doesn't mean that because of your experiences or your refusal to actually celebrate on that day, it doesn't mean actually the day should be canceled or the day should not be celebrated by other people. So I was saying, for example, you have days like Christmas, which everybody around the world, you alluded to it, everybody around the world celebrated. The origin of Christmas can be questioned as well. But we've known that everybody around the world celebrated. And so it's been embedded in our head. Even when our children grow up, they look forward to Christmas, New Year, 26, or whatever it is. So I ask you a direct question. Do you believe in New Year and do you celebrate New Year?
Well, I do not celebrate New Year. When you mean by do you believe in New Year? I don't know what you mean by do I believe in New Year. New Year is just a new month starting.
What year is it? What year is it we know?
Let's say if it was in 2022, now we're in 2023.
So you believe that we're in 2023?
Yes, it's factual.
But what makes it factual?
What makes it factual? I can explain why make it factual.
Please,
because last year it was 2022. Now it's 2023.
So what you're saying in essence, in essence to the word, you're saying
true is true and wrong is and lie is a lie. That's what I'm trying to say. So when something is, you can actually prove it, then it's factual to me. But if you cannot prove it, you're just making up things and just doing everything. Then I have a question towards that.
So then the question becomes more the statement about the entire Valentine's Day conversation we're having. It becomes more of a personal choice that you do not want to celebrate.
And that's what I'm trying to say to you guys when I first came here. Okay. I said that based on the origin of the February 14th, CR5 decided not to partake of that day, and not just that day, Christmas and every other holidays that goes along with these holidays, because I do my research about these days and the origin of where these days came from.
So do you know the origin of where New Year and these different switching the year came from?
That's what I'm saying. New Year is not something I need to celebrate. New Year is just we're moving into another year. Right. Why do I have to make it a celebration?
Do you know the origin of New Year?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. There is no origin of New Year. New Year is factual.
Steve, let me come in. There's an origin of New Year simply because
New Year is factual.
Listen now, Sierra.
Now 2022 is factual.
Sierra, there's an origin of New Year because based on what Moses is saying, right? When you go down to Ethiopia, they live in different year. You understand what I'm saying? They're not in 2023 though. They don't believe it.
I am not talking
Ethiopia right now.
We are not in Ethiopia. We are not in Ethiopia. We are not in Ethiopia.
Okay, but hold on a second.
We are talking about America.
No, but I'm telling you, it's not something for you to say it's just factual like that because other people don't believe in it in other countries. And so they don't follow that calendar. When you go in that country, they're in different year. You understand? The fact that you can right now go to a job and write a date and put 2023 is an indication that you believe in it.
Right.
But I'm saying it's factual. Because
what Moses want you to understand is
I'm giving you the reason.
Moses want you to understand is
last
this.
year, because last year it was 2022.
Okay, but what he want you to understand
we are in 2023, and each year, each whole year have 12 months: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, November, December, and then we jump into a new year.
Do you know where that original calendar came from? The Romans. You see, it's too deep for us to dive into it. Yeah, like you just kind of.
No, it's not.
No,
I gave you guys an example.
CR5
of the day I got married.
CR5 is bloviating.
No.
CR5.
I gave you guys. Hold on one second, Steve. I gave you guys an example of when I got married. I know when I got married. All right. November. I know the month. I know the day, and I know the year. So that is factual to me.
CR5.
Okay?
CR5.
But if you are saying that out of nowhere, someone come to me and say, you know what, CR5, I know December, your November 29, you know what I mean? It's not your anniversary. You understand what I'm saying? It's something different. That will be taken off course of what it actually is because it will be a force.
CR5. I will follow the show later on from the back end, but I wanted to say something to you, and I want for all of us, as Liberians, as we come in public to learn from one another. I'm enjoying the conversation with you. I wish I didn't have to leave, but let me say something to you. Let me say something to you, my brother.
I will always be here, my brother.
Even the new year, the years that we have, was tempered with. I listen to you, and I think part of your foundations maybe would be based from a scriptural perspective or biblical perspective. And you can correct me. I said part of it. I didn't say all.
Don't say biblical, just say religious. Because
From a religious
if
standpoint.
that biblical, then you sort of being in line with certain things.
So
You
let
ain't
me-
being in line with it. So it's religious.
Let me bring something to your attention. Even the new year, the issue of new year was tempered with. Let me tell you when it was tempered with. You remember when in the Bible says that Joshua commanded his son to stand still. Now, when you go back into Asian Roman histories, when you really go back to the history of the scripture, you will come to understand that the sun did not only stand still for 1 hour. No, that's not what happened. Because according to history, according to biblical history, they fought for over or more than 24 hours. So that means time was taken away. So that means we can even question the issue of the year. And like my brother, Mr. I Love You said to you, in other countries, in China, in other countries, even in Australia, they see New Year before we see New Year. In other parts of the world, like Ethiopia, they don't believe in our time. And mind you, Ethiopia, Egypt, and other places play major biblical history. They have ties to biblical history. So what I'm saying to you, in essence, I respect the fact that you might not want to celebrate certain days because of your experiences or because of the history of those days.
And that's what I said.
Fact. But at the same time, those days that we all agree on earth, that even when we born our children, they grow up seeing us doing these things or celebrating these days. These are things that subconsciously they would do. They would accept unless their experiences or their knowledge, like someone said earlier, unless their knowledge, their culture, or their experiences prevent them like you. Based on your knowledge, you know the history of February 14th, so you choose not to celebrate it. That's just the point I wanted to make, my brother.
Okay, let me.
Thank you.
Current situation. Can I buttress you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Steve, you said that in different countries, right? Like China, you know what I mean? It's a different time, right? But guess what? Which different time are you talking about? To them, when it gets to November or December, the last day in that December before they celebrate the new year, right? Yes, we may be in different time, but the calendar is still going the same way. Meaning that when we get to this December, last day in December, and then we jump into the new one, that's when they celebrate. So it may fall differently to them, but they're still going off for that same time. December, when it reaches to December, last day in December, then they go into the new year. So they are still finding the same route. It's the same exact route. Whether you're in Japan, New York, or Germany, whatever, they're still following the same scenario. Meaning, the last day in December, that means they are going into the new year. Okay? So now, when it comes back to what we are discussing tonight, which I base my knowledge on to say that, okay. Once again, let me ask you, Steve, because I asked Mr. Lovey, he was bloviating a little bit. What is the truth?
What?
What is the truth? What is truth for?
What do you mean? What is truth for?
What is the definition of truth? Something that is accurate, factual, truth. What is it?
It could be based on different contexts. So you got to give me a specific situation.
When something is true, how you define when something is true and when something is a lie?
Well, when it can be.
Okay, let me ask you: is Steve your real name?
Steve is my real name.
Okay, if I tell you your name is Brown, will you accept me saying that?
Not necessarily.
Okay, because your name is what? Steve. So that makes Steve a rightful name. That makes Steve the truthful name, right?
Let me correct you.
Hold on now.
No,
Hold
no, no. Let me
on.
correct you quick. Let me correct you quick. The man's name is Steve. The community decided to call him Moses. Moses. That's his name. He accepted it.
What do you mean he said? But it doesn't make
Amen.
it.
They can call him Moses. Moses.
It doesn't make it the truth. His name, his
Steve.
factual actual name is
Steve. Do
Steve.
people not call you Moses? Moses?
They do.
Was
Steve.
that your wish?
Steve. That get back on course, okay?
Right.
Your truthful name
Mhm.
is not Brown or whatever he's saying. Your
Well-
truthful name.
Well, let's stop using the word truth in this context because
When I say truth, meaning that it's factual. Your name is Steve. That's your legal name.
okay, that's
Is
my
it not?
legal name. Let's use the word legal. Yeah,
Legal.
yes.
Okay. So legal can also stand as the truth because Steve is your legal name.
Not necessarily.
So Steve is not your legal. It's not factual.
So here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
Steve is my birth given name.
Okay.
So it is my legal name.
Social security number, everything tied to it.
Yes.
Exactly.
But here's the point now. Here's the point I wanted to clarify to you. Somebody can change their name.
Oh, I didn't say.
Listen. Because the context in which you're speaking, you got to be careful. You can't just.
I don't have to be careful. Steve is your attorney. It's based on your social security
No,
number.
get him a chance. Sarah, get him a chance. Let him propound.
Let me make the point I want to make. And
Yes.
listen to you. Steve is my birth given name. That's what my mom, my papa born me. That's what I know. However, it is also my legal name. But I can change that legal name. It is my right to do so. And that's what I'm trying to make you to understand. So
It's your right. It's your right.
Slow down. This issue of legal and truth that you keep comparing, I'm trying to make you to understand that stick with one so that you don't confuse the public and confuse yourself.
Oh, I'm not.
It is my right to change my name to Moses, and I can make it a legal name because the government will honor my right and change that name and attach a social security to it. That is a possibility.
Okay, no problem. But will it change the name? It will change the fact that this is your original name that your parents gave you?
So now,
Will it change that fact?
so now you've left legal to original.
Meaning that original, factual, exact, legal, it was your name until you decide to change it.
Yes.
You're not saying that it wasn't right before. You're saying that you're only changing it.
Right.
So that's a different argument we're having here. Some people which were right, but you say, you know what? I don't want to make it my own thing. I want to do my own thing. You make a decision on that you want to change it around.
Does that make it wrong?
To you,
Does
it
that
may
make
not
it
be
wrong?
wrong. But
No, does that
factually,
make it wrong?
if I knew you from the beginning when you were small, if I was there when your mind gave you your name,
Yeah.
I would say that your name will change. But if your real name was Steve,
Mhm.
your real name was always been Steve, but you decided to change it.
Right. And if I change that name from Steve to Moses, and I said my name now, my legal name are Moses, wouldn't you honor that and call me Moses?
I will honor it.
Exactly.
Yes.
So what is the point?
So that's what. Can I get to what we need to get to now?
Please.
So we finish? Okay, now
Please.
let's come to these days that you are asking me about. Okay. Now, all through the scriptures, all through time, there is nothing factual about December 25th. Nothing. There is nothing factual, meaning that there is nothing that leads to that day that say that, yes, it's in the scriptures, there is a proof that Christ was born December 25th. Nothing shows that. Okay? Not even a count. Can you imagine the Bible, the Christ that died for me and you, they left the day out of his birth, out of the scriptures. Okay? And then we humans say, you know what? This is the day that he was born. Now, if I ask the individual who created that day, this will be my question to him. What proof you have that this day was? You know what you were telling me? I didn't know the time. I can't figure it out. I just came up with my own time. So because You just came out with your own time. You just making up your own thing. That means that it's a lie. It's not factual. You just made it up. So Christmas is a made-up day. But don't tell me, don't tell my kids that's Jesus' birthday, because you'll be lying to them. And we have been lying from generation to
So you don't buy your children
generation.
Christmas gift?
What the hell am I going to buy them on Christmas for? What? To lie to them? To keep
It's a
lying to them?
question. It's a question.
No, I will not do that, because I'll be lying to them. Then we whip our children every day for them to say the truth. Speak the truth. Don't ever lie. But we, the grown folks, we are telling them to lie. Originally, pastor is telling you to lie. People, rabbis is telling you to lie. But then we whip our children every day for them to say the truth. It's not even accurate on any level. That's ridiculous. When something is not true, it's not factual, it's made up, then it is what it is. It's false. And that's what it is. I'm sorry, I know it can be blunt, and I understand everybody else is doing it, and you feel that you have to go along because everyone else is doing it, but it doesn't make it factual. And that's period.
Okay, thank you.
I don't want to dive into, the whole, like I said, I'm more focused on this Valentine's Day celebration, what people do, what are the rightful things that can be done on that day for celebration? What are some of the things we might consider to be overboard? You're doing too much, because Valentine, normally we see people going to Walmart, buying teddy bear, buying flowers, carrying their loved ones out to eat, and people who involve in long distance relationship, sending some new pictures here and there, other things. But equally so, I want us to discuss the actual facts, like what are the things that can be done in exchange or display of love, and what are some of the things that people do that is known to be unnecessary. Sometimes on Facebook we see a whole lot of this and that.
Right. So, Mr. I love you. Let me chime in really quick, and I will leave you guys. I'm a little concerned as well about the question that you are asking, because if we are humans, in as much that we're all grown up, you can't restrict people how they want to celebrate. But like you said, sometimes people do the extra, the overboard, and so forth, and that's concerning. Let's take, for example, I would think if the issue of Valentine's is the celebration or appreciation, whether it's of love or whatever it is, we can even appreciate our parents. We can appreciate our children. We can appreciate people who play major roles in our lives or so forth. But this issue seems to be restricted to romantic relationships, love. It seems to isolate some people who might not be in relationships, who are single. You know what I mean? But yet, these people are contributing to society. They're contributing to the lives of other people outside of romance. But on the bigger picture, let's take it from the romantic side. This thing has been overblown, wherein some people have used it to be the place where they have tete contests, butt contests, and all kind of funny things they use it as a day to undress themselves, to ridicule themselves, to take off their clothes in public, to misbehave. I saw some other video. I had to run past it really quick. The other person went in that jacuzzi or whatever it is with a significant other. Guess what they had to do? They had to rush to turn it off before their private part was shown. These things are concerning. And they do the whole Valentine's Day, they blow it out of proportion to the point that, my man, we become the victim, we the men. Who torso and torso? We become the victim. Valentine's Day, we must get and give. Christmas Day, we got to get and give.
Mother Day.
Give. Mother Day, we got to get and give. Father Day, we got to get and give. Even Easter, we got to get and give. What kind of trouble we see with it other day they call Valentine's Day again? Then we got to buy rare for them. We got to buy the rare for them. Then if you don't match up with them, that problem you take. If you don't bring rose home, that problem you take. So they have adapted in Labrador now to the point where in some of our borders they gotta be checking phone to position themselves on Valentine's Day and things like that. So it's troubling, and I think we need to really discuss the thing in
Moses.
Let me come in, guys. I'll thank you guys very much here. I like the opposing views, and also Sierra is a special guest on the show here. So And he and I we had this discussion before. I know he don't celebrate a lot of holidays, and he did his research. And like Moses said, it's also based on individual difference, because not only CR5 alone who do not celebrate Valentine or Christmas. Let's say, for example, the Jehovah when they don't celebrate birthdays and Christmas. A lot of people celebrate birthdays and
They
Christmas. So,
don't believe they don't believe in blood transfusion and all that.
so celebrating a holiday is based on your religious belief. It's based on historic facts. It based on tradition. So all those factors plays a major role in celebrating. Uh, a holiday or a specific day that is being celebrated by a majority of people around the world, whether they're Christian or Muslim. But I would like to let welcome our one of our panelists here. His name is the Fufu King. And Vince B. Carter. Vince was getting a little bit frustrated. He wanted to leave, but I said, Vince, I sent you this link, at 9 p.m., and we've been 1 hour, 17 minutes in the show. But thank you very much. I know your schedule, based on your schedule, and, after eating a lot of fufu too, sometimes you get tired to even love.
Nah, man, I was trying to. Anyways, I'm happy to be on the show. I was completing a task that I was doing for somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
So, Vince, today we are discussing, what do you know about Valentine? How did you celebrate it? And at least I was able to ask Mr. I Love You how he celebrated it, and I explained how I celebrated it. But because our main guest tonight, Mr. Charles Rogers, he don't believe in it, so and he's stated his reason, and that led into this discussion and
But we don't recall your details of how you celebrated it, Jerry. So can you
At least,
re-elaborate?
you can drop down there.
But let's bring he just came on the show here. I will pretty much recap on how I celebrated. Mr. I Love You. You know how I celebrated this day. I made a lot of money on this day, or I'm going to make money. I'm going to celebrate, or I am celebrating Valentine for 3 weeks. Last week I celebrated I threw a big event, generated a lot of income, make sure the girls in Kim very safe.
No, we're not talking about business wise. We're talking about with your wife. I mean, that's what we care about
Yeah,
more.
but you have to be very specific in asking the question. The question is how do you celebrate? And I'm saying how I celebrate it. Yes.
Jerry, we all know that Valentine's Day is not something that people celebrate like the way it's supposed to be.
Yes.
They make it so romantic. They, especially our females, they just characterize the whole thing to be this type of love kind of a holiday, which of course is not. So when he's asking you the question, it's based on that directly with your partner.
Yeah, not about your party and you organize.
Yeah. So
Well, I mean, like I said, the question was supposed to be very specific. But let's give Vince the Fubuki the opportunity to opine.
Yeah, Brent, can
yeah,
you redirect the question to him so he can answer it?
go ahead,
Let,
Jerry.
let's give CR5 a little break here. He's warming up because this man is always ready. And even CR5 have some of the viewers there on his side. Our sister Sierra is saying that this man, he's very passionate about this. But let's tell you about how I celebrate it is romantically now, because I think that's why you you really want to know how I celebrate it. Well, when it comes to Valentine, I am not a romantic type of guy. I don't know. I've been learning this, throughout my relationship. So what I do is I try to, do some research how to, be romantic. But my wife usually like, okay, why are you trying to do this extra stuff and you could do it every day? Like CR5 was saying, So I try to be like, okay, So Valentine, I try to take Valentine like ordinary day when it comes to romance in my house, but when it comes to public, I try to make it like a business, to generate more income. So what I do is I celebrate every day as a Valentine in my home. So Valentine is not something special when it comes,
Jerry, I don't buy that. Look, let me tell you something. You celebrate,
Yeah.
Jerry. You
Yeah.
celebrate Thanksgiving Day. You
Uh,
cook on Thanksgiving Day. You eat chicken on Thanksgiving Day. You eat turkey if you have the opportunity. Now the
Yeah,
same opportunity you get from January to December, you can still cook. You can
yeah.
still eat. So that ain't no excuse talking about show my wife love or this and that. If you can, you just can. If not your day to celebrate, that's not your day to celebrate. It's not a crime. But don't say because you can show your wife love and this. On your birthday, for example, you on your birthday, you if you want to celebrate your birthday, you buy drinks, you call friends around. Is that the only day in a year that you call friends around, you buy drinks? No. Other days that will come when you get an opportunity, you still do the same thing that you're doing on your birthday. So that's not an excuse. If you
I'm
decide
giving you
you
an
didn't do
excuse.
anything, you didn't do anything. Just say
But this is what I'm telling you, JD. I told you what I did. I told you I throw parties for at the club, and it was a very special party.
that's not the question. He's
Everywhere.
asking about your party.
Yes.
Like for me, I was at work. I work all day. My work works, and it was late. She got up well late while I was sleeping, so we never had nothing special on that
Well, I
particular
mean, and
day.
I'm just
So
telling you guys something that I do every day. So Valentine is not anything special when it comes to
that's
road.
not the question. It's not trying to make it special. You eat every day, but yet on Thanksgiving Day you still cook and eat. So I that's not the thing.
But but you guys asked me the question, and I just I'll give my answer. So so so
They
how?
Eh,
they are not. They're trying to say that they want you to tell them personally
Yeah.
what you had to do with your wife. Personally, I think maybe that's what
No,
you
Exactly.
are.
no, no,
That's
no,
the
no, no, no,
direct
no, no, no,
question,
no.
but
We
this is
just
not
want
trying
him.
to be
We want
like
him to plead the fifth that he didn't do anything. He
No,
was just plead the fifth.
I told you guys what I did. So I mean, with regards to romance, maybe if you guys saying that, oh JD, did you do anything extra? Did you go extra mile? Those are the type of question I want to. Oh JD, did you go extra mile? Even though you do celebrate Valentine every day in your house, but did you go extra mile on Tuesday? Okay, if you want to know a detail, what I did is because of the atmosphere, my kids they're running around, so I took a very special hotel and went the extra mile. How's that?
this guy.
but but you know what, Vince? We haven't heard. You said a little bit. You said that you was
Uh,
working and your partner also was working. But
Yeah.
let's get into the topic that you guys really want to discuss. Let's forget about the origin and what it comes from. Let's get into
so we
how
talk. Yes, we talk
yeah,
about
let's get into how it should be or how things are moved escalating. Okay, when it comes to me, when I see Valentine's, how people do celebrate Valentine's, I got a lot of question toward a lot of things they do. All right. First of all, even before the day, okay, you will hear some of the females will say, this day is very, very important. If you don't show to me, give me, or make me feel in a different way, it might be a problem. And the thing I always want to say along with that is this: you don't just cook one time a year. You cook every day in the house for me. You take care of my kids every day. You even go to the extent that even you cook, you take care of the kids, and you go to work too. You make sure that house is a house, not just any kind of normal place. You put your time into that. You give me your time and effort. You make love to me. You take care of me. So why should I have to wait for February 14th to honor you on a one day thing that's have 24 hours in it? It's going to be over with. No. My thing I have to say, if I was to give my advice to my brothers and a little bit of advice to my sister who really take this day so personally, I would say this to them. All right. You should be honored. You should be taken care of. I will not say every day, maybe once, twice in a week, or maybe once in a week, depending on the time and what is going on. You should be appreciated. You should be bringing a rose or a teddy bear or candy or treat it extra, maybe light some candles and go to a little bit extra mile. But the way people treat this one day, like their whole love story is based on it. If you don't do certain things for them on this day, it is a serious problem.
You're right. You're right about
It's crazy.
yeah, you're right. You see, especially for the 21st century, uh a lot of people don't know when it comes to Valentine's. Like when love was associated with this Valentine's Day. But back then it wasn't like love. It wasn't like what we're doing right now. When love start coming into love will link with this in the 14th century. Okay. But the problem here is this the 21st century is even getting worse. I'll put it in a sense where a lot of our females think that when it comes to a general holiday, it's their birthday. I'll put it that way. Any general holiday is the birthday, especially when it comes to I would say our African community. Let me forget, but because when you look at other race, they just how the men take it personal, that how the female take it personal. They go extra mile for the partner. But for us, our female think like they always want to receive. Okay, even decoration day in Liberia. I get some people then calling me today a holiday, ain't sending me some money to go check. That just what they feel. They just feel once it's a holiday, the guy got to do it for the woman, for the women. Okay. Yeah, it is true that they're making the whole Valentine's something like it just it's spoiling. Like that's how I want to take it. I came from work because I got my wife was getting all late. I passed to the store. I got few snacks for my girls, and I came give it to them. Happy Valentine, baby. Happy hug them. Blah 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 blah, and that was it. I felt like my wife is not around. I'll stretch my hands out to my kids and this and that. And that was it. But I know somebody right now as I'm speaking to you who relationship is over. I mean it's over.
Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious. I'm telling you.
They in
I'm
Iowa.
no, yeah,
They in the Midwest.
I'm calling no stay here. But I'm very serious because her reason was on her birthday, he was to do something for her he never did. So it was like this Valentine was a day for him to redeem himself. And he did the same thing that he did for her on her Valentine Day, on her birthday, which of course he did nothing. So I'm telling you, as I'm speaking to you, I'm one of the person who in the investigation and trying to talk to this girl. This relationship, imagine, just imagine,
Fufu King.
yeah,
Let me
imagine.
let me get a different Fufu, let me get a different view on why this day is so special. Okay, why other people think that this day should be special. Let's take for example, you cannot do the same routine every day. Sometimes you got to take a break and try something new based on the theme or the nature of that day, being observed by millions of people around the world. Let's take for example again, you working, maybe you schedule to work 5 days a week, or maybe you've been working overtime. Sometimes you want to take a break and go for vacation. All right. You want to go and just relax from your normal routine and go celebrate those 2 days. Does a lot of people go for vacation? Yes. Okay. Does everybody believe in vacation? No, but majority of people believe in vacation. So going to the Valentine Day here, because this day has been, celebrated. It's a tradition. You know how tradition like to be passed on. People don't like to break away from tradition. It's a
But it
status
is,
quo.
Jerry, it is
Yeah.
changing. The tradition is changing. The tradition has nothing to do with sexual love. That's not what Valentine's Day is about. The 21st they're changing this to all Valentine's Day now. The way it started, that's not how it's going. Right now, I bet you at the end, few years from now, we'll find out that people who not be getting married, they'll choose Valentine's Day to be the day for people to get married.
So they are just trying to modernize the
Exactly. And
the
there will come a time when a female will feel like
adult
Valentine's Day is
day.
their day. I'm
Can I,
telling you, and that's not what it's all about.
But rather, majority of female feel that Valentine's Day belong to them, where men take care of them, where
That's
men
what I'm saying. It's
Jerry,
changing now. The
yes.
same way we were told that some of these pictures that we find around, they say, oh, growing up, it said this is Jesus, and growing up, our parents told us that this is Jesus, and growing up until we got big, we start knowing that, oh no, this is not Jesus, this is an actor, and this and that. That's just how the whole Valentine's Sunday going. Okay?
Yes, I love
That's
you.
it.
Yeah,
Now, some of them, yeah, go ahead.
can I say something here? When it comes to Valentine's celebration, for me personally, in my humble opinion, I see Valentine's celebration to be very, very important in a newly built relationship. Valentine is important. But if you have your partner that you've been with them 2 year plus going, Valentine, I think, shouldn't be a major issue or concern. You
But
understand what I'm saying?
I love you. Can I just inject? It's not a partner. Whether you're your girlfriend or boyfriend or husband
No,
or
but
whatever.
let me finish
That's
now.
not what Valentine's about.
Let me finish that up.
Okay.
At the end of the day, Valentine is not just about your partner. It's true. But the truth of the matter here is majority of the people that are focusing on the vast, massive celebration, it all have to do with these partners.
Yep. That's why I
You
say it's
understand?
changing. The
Yeah, you
tradition.
understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if I'm going to focus, I'm not going to focus on the few minority. No, let's focus on the majority. So that's why I'm saying I personally think Valentine's celebration is good, it's okay, but it is something that should be done for new relationship that just started. That's where maybe celebrating days like that will help spice things up to help keep the connection and things going. Now, one thing I believe in, a lot of people got problem with. I believe in what is called deforestation. It's either deforestation or afforestation or something. The process where when you cut down one tree, you plant another tree to replace it, right? Yes. Now, with that being said, why would I spend $100 plus on roses for you to put it in water and then within 48 hours it's dead? It's an indication, it's a pure display of the cruelty of women. Some of them will even get vexed when you buy $10 or $15 flour. They say, "Nah, it's too cheap." They want the actual rose that like this, like that. Yeah, I'll put it in water.
They
I'll
plant
put
it
it in
in
water.
Iowa.
Listen, I'll put it in water. You bring it, and put it in water. So then the jet feeds it, the water will keep it. It go about 4 or 5 days. That flower is dead. You understand? Me personally, if I find myself in a newly relationship or something, I'd rather buy that person teddy bear or something for them to play with it. Go and spend money on flower that will be dead, and then within a week later, there's no proof or evidence that even they did anything for you. And our sisters, them that always focus on Valentine, what they receive, and some of them don't want to do anything for the man. It's very sad.
Nothing. Absolutely.
Nothing. Even if I will advise you as a sister, if you do something for the man, say, even sound check, to do a microphone test the mic 1, 2. Get a man lay BJ or something, about 3 or 4 times within a day. And if you're African woman who say you don't swallow, try your best and swallow. Say it's Valentine, I'm going extra. You understand me? Eh? Even that might be considered as our own roses that we receive. Since our own buy, your own buy, no flower, no problem.
Every year they
You,
want to get you the same
you
gift.
understand? So this whole concept of it, I really think people blow it out of proportion. And sometimes I like to put my partner to test. Either 1 week before Valentine, I'll go up, buy you flower, buy you a lot of things, and bring it and give it to you. And on Valentine's Day, I won't do anything. I want to see if your common sense will be able to kick in enough to let you know that my man truly cares about me. The fact that he didn't do something today, it don't mean nothing.
Exactly.
Hey, let me just share a little fun with you guys, right? I can still remember the conversation, right? I was at work because my wife, I was to meet my wife on Thursday, like tonight. That's when she and I are supposed to see, okay, before Valentine's. So I was to work on Valentine's Day, and I text her, "Wow, I can't imagine we spending Valentine's separately. You to work after work. I won't see you until on Thursday. You know the message he sent me? You better pass to the Chinese buffet and buy me food. Make her eat a blood. I'm hungry when you come from work. You know, because she knows, like Ciara said, this is something they do over and over and over and again. But sometimes, like I said, sometimes it doesn't mean that I eat chicken from January to December, so Thanksgiving Day I will not celebrate. I will not cook. I will still cook the same. You get what I'm saying? It just sometimes it just to make it special. To female, I'm not lying to you. To female, there is nothing you do. First of all, the people can buy shoes, then wear, they still buying shoes. So to tell you that there is nothing you do for the people to tell you that, oh, I keep doing the thing, everything they see it. To you, that the same thing you're doing over. But to them, every time you do it, new to them. You see what I'm saying? That's how the people are. You know? But trust me, a few years from now, you'll find out that Valentine's Day will only be for ladies, bro. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Each gender will take that day to be a national holiday.
Let me buttress a little bit, right? You see, one thing you have to know as a man, let me give this to my fellow, because no need for me to also talk to our sisters, because we will try for now to June Day, we will not win. We can only try. So one thing I would say to us men is this, right? Will be this. When it comes to our wives, all these females out there, if you notice that every time it's a new thing, today they will tell you that maybe you don't wake up in the morning and kiss me on the cheek. Then all of a sudden you start kissing on the cheek. The next day you wake up, it will be that, oh baby, you don't move the blanket for all of me. You cannot celebrate a woman. I'm sorry to say.
Yes. Somebody argue with me bitterly and got extremely angry with me. You know, back then, like a single man, I'm not used to this. This chick got up in the morning, was pissed with me because she said she slept next to me in the bed and I didn't have my hand wrapped around her. I lied her and I didn't care to just hold her all night. I'm not used to it.
Exactly.
I'm not.
You see, one thing we have to understand is, and I want our sister then too to understand is, relationship is a learning process all the way till we die. It's nowhere that we should say we have got it all. It's not going to happen. It's something that we're going to be learning until we go to our grave. Okay? We need to understand that. That's first. And now, our men, we have to understand something. There is no level. We can try our best. That's all we can do, is to try our best.
But why you think CR5? Why you think God put out to sleep and created these people?
Exactly.
Because you don't understand these
you
people.
You cannot.
He don't want you to understand that. That's why he did that.
It's not even that. He was going to leave us awake. It was going to be a serious migraine for. It's going to be a serious problem for us.
I tell you.
So the problem is he can handle it. So that while he was only by himself doing it,
he himself tired. He get the people out by the book and take it on and draw it.
Exactly.
They get the people
out
here. People take
they
it
cut
different
all
the hair from
under
you
here.
can understand. No, the
Then
people,
they get back. They take another one. They put it there. They got eyebrow. They say, you know what? It not low enough. They put another one there.
They get it. No, the poor get took out the eyebrow that will draw it there again. Imagine.
Exactly. So my advice again, I don't want to lose this thought. Let me tell you, my brother, we will keep trying until we hit the grave.
What the thing when you try?
Exactly. So all we can do is don't give up. My hope to you, guy, that don't give up. But the only thing I want you to go with that, don't give up, is that you cannot make them happy. You can only try. Because today you can't, you can't open door. You start to open door. Tomorrow you can't take the trash outside. You take out the trash. Oh, you cannot do that. It will go on and on and on. So since we already know that, we already know in for it, then just go along. Let's keep saying sorry as we go.
That's a very CR5. I think that will be our next discussion. Can a woman be satisfied? You know, because I mean, you guys made some brilliant point, because look how some of them pretty much change their body. until at the end of the day, you
They
go
were born that way, not to be
like,
satisfied.
wow, I look different.
Yes,
You
they
know,
cannot.
yeah, because so are you telling me there is no perfect relationship? There's always a little bit of flaw.
No,
There is no
and that's
perfect.
the
There is
reason that
no
it's not
nothing
going to
like
be. That's the
perfection.
reason. Because JD, 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 eh? JD, tell me now, if I stop drinking this, maybe I say, you know what, I don't want it. I dislike it.
Yeah.
That means I don't want to drink anymore, right?
Yeah.
But if I take I drink it away from the internet, I grab this one. It's the same thing.
Or you trying to you want to try variety,
And
maybe
and,
that
and, and the thing I'm trying to say, JD, why will you cut all your hair from your head?
Mhm.
Then you take another one and put it there. JD,
because they want to be stylish. Yeah. Maybe
For
we can
example, they go in the closet and tell you, say, do I wear the red dress or the blue dress? You say wear the blue dress. They say,
hey,
no, I won't wear the
hey,
red.
hey.
So why you ask me
Hold
then?
on, hold on. Mr. Lover Man, or whatever you call yourself. Don't make that example to answer that question. It's a bad dilemma. So what you do is say, baby, it's looking kind of nice. What do you think? Send it back to them. Send it back to the sender. Send it back to the sender.
Yeah.
Say baby, it's Valentine. Let's go to the movies, or let's go bowling, or let's go eat. Choose one. They say no. And then when you want to,
No,
you say,
make it
oh,
look
let's go
fun.
bowling. They say no, I won't
Make
go
it look
bowling.
fun. Say, you know what, baby? You know what? I have some idea, but I trust your idea better.
JD, let me say something. I get why my brother talking say I'm looking for God fearing woman and laugh. Look, the women they will get right now. Like God said I can fear them. Because I lie to you, my man. The man who made the people the broken team that said every single day the people different. Imagine they get a poor fingernails, they put eyes on there. They get it out back, they cut it out, they dry it.
No,
They get the people here, they take it out, they put a new one there.
the thing that hurting me is, why will you call the eyebrow or you finish you draw it by again? You know why you leave it there?
You don't see nothing.
Then they gave them but they said no, they but not sufficient. We'll add something
They will
that
ask on that.
yeah.
Man, they pull the people that get
But JD, let me add a little bit something here, right? What do they tell you when they meet you? What do they tell their friends?
Yeah.
We are looking for the perfect man. They want everything perfect for themselves. But they themselves,
You're looking for a real man, and you
they
fake.
are not real.
Your hair on your head fake, your nails fake, your eyelash fake, everything on you fake. You were looking for a real man.
That's a very good discussion. But anyway, gentlemen, I think we would like to pretty much climax this segment here. But I would like to thank CR5 here for taking time off his TikTok, leaving his huge TikTok audience to come and visit with his brother here because he left me on Facebook and moved to TikTok. Yeah, but I would try to, set up some account on TikTok to be hanging out on TikTok as well. But thank you guys here. We just want to, start from CR5 and give a closing statement for tonight. Then I can inform the audience about tomorrow's discussion. Because tomorrow we'll be discussing our national politics. But CR5, any closing statement tonight?
Yeah, my closing statement would be I know a lot of you guys have been listening for a couple of hours. But for me, like I said, do not don't find limitation for yourself. You see, in life, we all have to do things on our own, meaning that if someone tell you that BLUE is blue, try to research it a little bit and make sure that BLUE is blue. The reason you are doing it is not just because you are doing it because you disagree with what they are saying. No, it's because it's coming from another person. You never know about BLUE is blue. But now when you do your research, then you get to understand that BLUE is blue. So doing the research is very, very important. In these days, the reason that all these things is going on is because people have put a limit on themselves that they want other people to do it for them, especially even salvation. People pay money thinking that money will give them get into above heaven. You know what I mean? And it's gonna get you there. You have to have your own personal relationship with the creator. And that's the only way. Each and every one need to have that personal relationship. Same as it come to Valentine's Day. The thing is, I don't celebrate that because I feel to myself that we should acknowledge our partner each and every day. If not every day, maybe twice a week, in a week, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. I don't have to wait a specific day. And most importantly, to you guys that are watching tonight, it's okay to disagree because if you in your rightful mind saying that you are so perfect in a way that what I say is what I say, then we're gonna be a problem. So JD, once again,
Yeah.
I'm thank you for having me on tonight. Like I said, I left my TikTok platform to be live. Been gone. You the first one got me back on here today because I've been gone for months. Because that's the new place now. That's where you have varieties of different countries. They don't just follow you because you're in the same, you know what I mean, community. I mean, people from everywhere. And they have their own thinking, they have their own way of doing things. So we are learning from each other. So it's like a learning situation going on. So I'm happy to have you. I'm happy that you guys have me on here today, and I appreciate the discussion. So, Mr. I love you. Thanks for coming on, Mr. My brother. Thanks for coming on, and everyone else that is watching the comment section. I appreciate you guys. Thanks again, Jetty.
CR5, the controversial man. I appreciate it. I appreciate every opinion, man. Thank you so much. Powerful time having you on here. We look forward to hopefully seeing you once again. And maybe one day, if you deem it necessary, Kevin Situation and I were available, you can pull us onto your platform and let's, see what you have unfolded.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will visit you on TikTok, and I will try to bring you on the show at least once a month or twice a month based on your schedule. Just to enlighten the viewers and also to have some good discussion. Because as you know, the platform here is we inform, interact, and we entertain. But nice discussion, brother. Thank you. Extend our salutation to your family. All right, so I'm here with my partners, my panelists here. Thank you guys here. We understand that we have to keep pushing ladies' night. I know we switched to a new live stream app, so now Vince is coming on easily. The other one he was kind of hard time, giving you hard time to come on here.
Yeah.
So guys, so tomorrow we are debuting our national discussion here on politics. So we have two major players. We have Mr. Steve Bowley, which is Moses who just came on, and also we have Mr. Steve Gay. Steve Gay is from Des Moines, Iowa. Steve Bowley is from Arizona, and we'll be talking national politics. So, guys, I'm gonna send a link to you guys. I am not, mentally,
National?
yeah, national discover politics. I am not mentally equipped in Liberian politics, but I will do my best, and that's why I'm bringing
Oh,
all.
Liberian politics.
Yeah, national politics, Liberian politics. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it will be
No,
this.
in America, when you say national politics, then
Oh yeah, I was going to be
yeah.
specific. Yeah, we'll be discussing Liberian politics. So it debut tomorrow, and with Steve Bowley and Steve Gay. Those are hardcore political analysts. So we also will invite some of our panelists from the ladies' night, Mr. I Love You, Fufu King, and anyone that want to comment upon during our discussion. Just let me know. We'll send you the link.
At what time?
It's every Thursday at 9 p.m. So tomorrow we'll be
Why
discussing.
nine always, man?
Huh?
Said nine, the time can be going to bed, man.
Yeah. But sometimes you just gotta take a sneak peek here to come on and opine. All right, but gentlemen, thank you very much. And then concluding statement from you, Vince.
Uh, I just want to say thank you, even though I was late. I was following the show, and I felt like at one point it wasn't sitting with in me well because I felt like the whole topic was diverting on the new, route. So that's why I'll try my possible best to count on so that we can redirect it mainly to the topic of the day. And Mr. I Love You just came he brought it right back to where it was. I want to say thank you for that. You know, sometimes those are things that we have to catch real fast, or else the the whole show will just, it will just change, and a lot of topics, joint topics will start coming in. And once again, thank you for being on. It's been a long time. Like I said, it's a lot of hours and getting up very early. That's why you haven't been seeing me, and because I was forced to do somebody tax tonight. That's why I want to still be up today. But anyway, I'll try my
Oh, I
personal
thought I
best.
thought when you said you were doing something, I thought you were extending the manly responsibility of the Valentine. I thought that's what you were continuing doing.
That man,
But
Nah,
anyways,
he
nah.
using a lot of euphemism.
I
They call you
was
the king of
I was
euphemism.
doing somebody's tax.
So you one
You
of the
know,
tax men, right?
I'm trying. Right now I'm doing it free for people
Yeah.
so that, like, if you know see what you get and what everything, the next year I can try after I've gotten all legal paperwork and stuff. Then I get the customer out there already. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
That's what I'm doing too. That's what I do too. Yeah. Kind
Yeah.
of do taxes for free for now. Sometimes I charge people, but just limited, or I just refer. I prefer referring because I still get money when I refer. But keep on the
Yeah.
good word. Hopefully next year you can hire me to do the promotion. They call you the fufu tax
Jenny Jenny Megan like once in Papa yeah.
man.
Yeah, but anyway, thank you very much, bro. I beg to leave you guys almost 11 o'clock now.
Good night, JD. Extend our salutation to the family.
All right, brother.
Okay, so a level, me and my man, Mr. I love you, the man who always saved the day. So, Mr. I love you. What new in your city, and what do you have going on YouTube? And you came back from Liberia with that post. I see you dropping videos on YouTube. Mr. I love you. Bring us up to speed.
yeah. First and foremost, I want to address one of the viewers' comment. See why Mr. I Love You got relationship rating at the bottom of his name.
Yeah,
To
let me.
address that issue,
Yeah,
when you enter in the live stream, it asks you what topic is being discussed. And
yeah,
so I go in there and type relationship and they have it in there. So um, it don't by any means tend to be a relationship status or anything, but it's just, informing the viewers what we're discussing. That's why I have it underneath there. So on other nights, if we are discussing something else, I will have something else underneath there.
yeah. That's
Now, for the city of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the weekend is here, February 18th, this coming Saturday. The Liberian Wives International Organization is having their Valentine's Day dinner. Valentine's Day dinner is going on in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It's happening at the John Moore Hall, right across the street from McDonald's on 10th Street. Is the Liberian Wives Organization. They're having their Valentine's Day dinner. Yes, and so, Mr. I Love You, I'm going to be the master of ceremony for this event. I will be there representing Foley. So, in the city, that's what I know as of now that is unfolding within the city of Sioux Falls. Other than that, coming from Liberia, I dropped a couple of videos. I sent some of them to you, which I was asking relationship questions. Some of these videos I was asking relationship questions that the two main questions I was asking is if you're dating somebody from the US and you're living in Liberia, what is a reasonable amount you think somebody should send to their loved one back home on a monthly basis for support? What I found out is Liberians living in Liberia were given a different type of figure, and the few Liberians from the US that I interacted with were also given different type of figures. So that's what was interplaying there. The ones from Liberia that was living like that lived in Liberia was mentioning a higher figure, and the ones from this side was mentioning a lower figure.
what
So
was the
that
amount?
what?
What was the amount they want from Liberia?
No, I don't know if you have the ability to play one of the clips. It's just a minute or so. When you check your inbox in there, I have it there.
Yeah,
You can play any of them, but some of them was talking about 250, 300, 500, 1,000, and
those
so
from
on and so forth.
those from LIB.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
A lot of our people from here was talking about 150 a month. I
A
think
month.
was enough, and those other things. So that's what I have going on, and also on the Who Are You show, I released a new interview February 14 with Pastor Amos Bar, one of the biggest pastors in Liberia. I sat down with him and did a full interview with him. I also have it on my YouTube channel. For those of you who would like to uh, get on there and see these interviews and some of these images, I have it on there. You can find me on YouTube. Um, LIB History Class. You go on YouTube, you type in LIB History Class, it will pop up. My YouTube will pop up and you'll see it.
So let's play one of your video at one of your videos at tell us where were you? Which award or which
At
part?
this point, I was at Twister, the double H all white at Twister.
So you was at Twister nightclub?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see here. Let's play this here at Twister. Let's pull it.
They can send to this person on the month. Mr. I Love You, I'm right here. We're asking two major questions tonight to all the guests that's coming on the red carpet. Our first question to you is, if somebody is dating someone from the diaspora, how much do you think is a reasonable amount they can send to this person on a monthly basis to support them?
$1,000.
$1,000 every month. You think that's just enough?
I think that's enough.
On a monthly basis?
Yeah.
$1,000 about how much do you think every week? 250? 250 every week.
250.
Sounds good. All right, my last question for you just before you leave. Will you ever date your best friend ex?
Of course.
You will date your best friend ex?
I would.
All right. So
if I would get my friend's sister, why would I get my best friend ex?
Ladies and gentlemen, you're hearing it live right here, Twister, all night. It's double H, Mr. I Love You, right here on the all white.
Let's pause that first. Let me comment on that before. Because I love you.
I'm listening.
Yeah, good vibe here. But let me comment on that. I think based on because I watched this segment, but based on most of the answers from people back home, I think people back home feel that we're living in America, which is the one of the greatest country on earth that everyone wants to be here. The thing that we don't have much responsibility. 1,000 every week back home, unless you don't have.
No, he said 1,000 a month, 250 every week.
Yes, 1,000 a month. That's a lot of money. That's like equivalent to someone else rent or maybe car note. So if you're sending that money back home, you must not have a lot of responsibility back here, and also you must have a really professional job. But if you're working minimum wages, I don't know how can you afford that. Even some people said 250. 250 is moderate. I would say yes. I can send 250 or 200 home based on my priority here. But I put my priority here first. Before even back home. Back home, I would send money based on maybe emergency and stuff. Yeah, and now I got business back home. Yeah, so I have to pay my employees. But just sending 250 or 300 back home. Like I said, you must not have, or you must have, efficient your financial means should be kind of stabilized here before you use that amount. Because when you ask the people who already from here, you interact with the people from the diaspora, what was some of that answer?
Now, the people from here, if you go on my page, you see it. I even asked Eugene, who
Yeah.
happened to be the owner for Passion Nightclub. He said on a monthly basis, he think 150 will be enough. And this is somebody who live in Minnesota. So,
So
people
who been
from,
here for a long time, right?
huh?
So who been in the state for a long time?
Right.
Yeah.
So people from here look at it from different aspect because other people look at getting in relationship with people in the diaspora as a means of survival. So they get in there and they literally put their hands up and they want you to do everything else. So it's quite heavy load on the shoulder of people that's involved in those predicaments. And then the second question I asked was, will you date your best friend ex?
And that guy said yes.
Huh?
that guy, the dude that answered the question, the individual that answered the question, he said yes, he would if he can date his best friend's sister.
Yeah, yeah. He said if he can date his best friend's sister, then
He did his best friend ex, but because they are ex. I mean, for me, if you ask me that question, I would stay in the middle, but really based on our, our friendship, I don't think I will be comfortable dating your ex, especially it's your ex, then we close. I mean, will I date an associate ex, just hello, hello? Yes, I will, because me and I individual does not have too much in common. All we do is, oh, what's up, hello, hello. But my best friend ex, I will not feel comfortable. It's just like if I'm dating my best friend ex, meaning that I can date my best friend wife or ex-wife, because that ex can go to either a girlfriend or ex-wife. So then I don't think I think I'll be there violating some friendship rules. I don't think I'll be comfortable dating my best friend ex. When it comes to my best friend's sister, I mean it can happen possibly if he's comfortable with that. I mean, love plays, come from different areas, So dating your best friend's sister and dating your best friend ex. I mean, if the sister is cool with that, and you and the best friend think that you are the right person to maybe and elevate his sister or love his sister or not hurt her, give her that love and affection, and he trusts you. It's just that he bring you close in the family. So yeah, it's a very good question, good discussion. I think we should have on that.
yeah, absolutely. But I decided to drop this video since it was Valentine weekend. A lot of love affairs and things in the air, so I decided to put these videos out. And yeah, but above all, the South Dakota, the Liberian Wives in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, is this weekend, and I have the Pastor Amos Bar. I have his interview out as well on my Who Are You page.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's pretty much about it. That's what I got unfolded.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Here, I think nice discussion tonight. Thank you to our viewers that tune in. We appreciate that participated in the discussion. We appreciate it. So tomorrow we'll be on live 9 p.m. and we'll miss Steve Bowler, aka Mosey, and Steve Gay from Des Moines, Iowa, discussing the key political players of 2023. So yeah, we'll be throwing some highlights on it, and I hope you tune in to watch. If you
Because
want to,
I think I don't know if I'm right, but I was following one of the stories on that. It says there was some running candidates that have been disqualified due to certain issues or certain images that were, some information about them that was being dispersed. So
well,
some of them,
we will we will give you details tomorrow. Since
yeah,
let's keep it more romantic for the women.
yeah. I've been following it though. I've been following it here and there.
Since
Yeah.
we worry our red, they say red is danger and also is romantic when it comes to Valentine's Day. But
Yeah, possibility. Who knows? Maybe I slept out and so from yesterday. I went somewhere and couldn't make it home on time, and so then
yeah.
here I am.
Well, Mr. I love you. Extend our salutation, our joyful salutation there to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We know that you have not visited us in Des Moines for a while. It's been a while, but we always
Did you by did you by any chance lost any money during the Super Bowl or no?
No, no, I did not bet because my team is the Seahawks, Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks was not playing, so I was just rooting for the Chiefs because I'm from the Midwest. But I did not bet because even though I love Philly, most of my people from Philly, my wife from Philly, and I have all majority of my guys there from Philly, but I wanted the Chiefs to win. Go Chiefs, and we did.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Well, it is what it is.
And you saw what it did to the Eagle, and the Eagle fell. The Eagle fainted. So in order to resuscitate him, they have to take him to the doctor. The police have to escort him, and then right now they're still monitoring him. But they said that according to the doctors, he will be released within a couple of days. Yeah, because now he's walking around. But first he was on wheelchair.
All right, Teddy, I'm here. Thank you so much.
My friend, bonne nuit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let not your hearts be troubled. Always be very optimistic in everyday life, and continue to display good sense of humor. And thank you very much for always tuning in. We appreciate that. Tomorrow we'll be discussing national politics concerning Liberia. Special guest analyst, Mr. Steve Bowley and Steve Gay will be our primary analyst, throughout the show. 2 hour discussion. Stay tuned and join the discussion live on current situation. We'll see you guys and bonne nuit.